Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to dig into Lazarus again. Last time we did have a very poor run. Mostly user error there, but we're going to give it another shot before we get into Azazel because it was just putrid yesterday.
Infested?
Got a good pill, so we may try that again. Very good start. Not too happy with the Ragmans though. And the sneeze is threatening us again. So we do have an option here. We can continue to deal with these guys, or we can just go through that trap door there and go to the next floor, which is not preferable. Most annoying thing is the I am error text box blocking us here. Our damage is absolutely putrid to be trying to deal with this problem. This is not the kind of challenge we were anticipating here. And again, worst case scenario, we just go to the next floor and miss out on the item room, which is doable, to be fair. But what we really don't want to lose is the boss item room, or the boss item rather. Every time they do that big beam attack, they do actually heal a little bit, which is, again, undesirable. So at this point, I'm going to say, just for the sake of us not, slowly losing all of our HP, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of thug this out, and we're going to go to the next floor, because I don't see us being able to get out of that without significant irritation. Telepills can be good for getting you into an I am error room like that, but only typically when you actually want to be there. I'm not sure if we've seen one yet, so just as an explanation, I am error rooms are kind of like an extra version of the secret rooms, but they're also not. To explain it as unnecessarily as possible, Isaac's maps are actually limited to a specific size. They're limited to 13 by 13 of those blocks you see. So if anything goes outside that radius, it automatically becomes an item error room. And they are inescapable when you get there. So that's to actually stop you from being able to continue to travel outside that map. But some effects will intentionally put you there because they also give you limited rewards. Ouija board's going to make a return. Get us that spectral again. Tears up, more importantly. Hopefully we're not going to have a repeat of yesterday because that was no good. For multiple reasons, mind you. I'm not entirely pleased with my performance in the commentary department. Still a little tired now, but I'm going to do my best not to let that get in the way. There we go. lose that Devil Deal chance 99% of the time. I'm going to speed up, which is apparently quite necessary for us at this time. I would like to see HP ups in the boss rooms, just so we can try to take advantage of Devil Deals so that we don't have to worry about it, but it's not looking like we're going to get one anytime soon, based on our current performance. And I'm going to make a full clear of the map here, even though it's not necessary, just because I'd like to see if there's anything we can use. I'm going to try to milk us, or going to try to milk the game for resources here if I can. I will not be checking on the shop because what is there we can afford? Rather keep the key at this stage. Isaac has been hit by a ball. Now Trinity Shield is going to block most enemy tiers that come towards us. Not all types of things are blockable, like I do not believe Brimstone is. Other types of lasers will not block explosions. And of course, it will not deal with contact damage or creep. Here goes the chance. So we might as well save that strength card for the boss fight now. So assuming that we get put into the same position we were in yesterday, which it looks like we're about to be, we're going to probably end up going Azazel next. So the reason I say that is because Fire Mine, the effect we just pulled, you can see there, it has a, not every time, but it has a chance to make our tiers explode our enemies. Which, you know, if we trying to deal with an enemy that's too close for comfort, the last thing we want is to generate an explosion right in our face, especially when I did mention that Trinity Shield is not helping us with that. Now, I'm not sure if this orange effect on that has anything to do with Fire Mind. It may or may not end up blocking that explosion, and that may be a synergy I'm not aware of, or I'm not sure though. Maybe this is an exception in this case. We will find out one way or another. Do not want to let this guy get super close to us, because again, there's a chance he's going to blow up when we hit him with a tear. Book of Revelations is absolutely an unlock we are going to be very pleased to see in the future. So I don't think it's worth looking for our shop or really trying to extend this floor any, so we'll go ahead down. We've picked up Cube of Meat here. It's not perfect, but it's an orbital. It'll deal some damage. And the thing about Cube of Meat that's unique to it is that you take multiple copies of it, which is more common than it is with other items. It'll actually get empowered and bigger. And there are a few reasons why you would be seeing multiple at a time, but I'll probably save that explanation for when we actually see it in the future, because I would say it's one of the more common items. Made another mistake today. I do need to do better about showing those seeds as quickly as I get into a run, just in case someone would like to follow along. And of course, for the sake of showing, yes, indeed, I did naturally get these runs. Would hate for one to be excessively rare and amazing and not have documented proof that I did get it randomly. Getting some mileage out of the temporary HP here. Definitely want to see that continue, but we also want to actually be using it towards the boss room and not towards the shop. So we're going to get the Bible on sale here. So this run is looking a lot better now. The Bible will give us temporary flight for any room that we happen to use it in, but it also has a much more useful purpose in that it automatically kills both Mom and Mom's heart if we use it inside their fights. So, assuming we can get to those fights now, we actually are going to have a successful run on our hands regardless of what else we do. Which is, of course, very good. So it's absolutely something to sit up in our seats about. We will not have as slow as a run, or as slow of a run as we anticipated. Not a fan. Hopefully Fire Mind will help us get through him a little bit quicker here. I believe this is actually the boss we died to first yesterday. We are definitely outputting more damage than anticipated here. We are going to go ahead and pop that devil deal. It's definitely quite welcome. This is also quite welcome. So in order to keep Whore of Babylon up, we are going to actually go ahead and take both Ghost Baby and Whore, and that's going to make us constantly have that active. So now I'm curious as to whether or not we should be killing ourselves this floor. I'm going to go with no, just to hold on to that HP. We would of course get the extra red heart if we died, even if we only died with soul hearts, but I think I'd rather keep the soul hearts for right now. No. No. Too dangerous. We already have Spectral. I thought about it for a second, which was probably not even a good idea in itself, but... And I did mention before that these enemies' knights are susceptible to tear effects. Even stuff like Fire Mine that just sets them on fire makes it a lot easier to deal with them. So what we'd be looking for, if anything right now, is probably not even reliant on our build, just because I'm more focused on making use of the Bible since we didn't get the best starting point in the world. So we should be looking for the Emperor card that's going to let us go straight to the boss on every floor. We can use that for whichever floor we're struggling the most in. Since we're not even holding a consumable right now, it would be very beneficial. These champion enemies we'll see more and more of as we're playing, of course, but it is interesting how close some of them look to each other. They're regen champions that look very similar to champions that only have extra HP as their effect. You know, they both have a very similar red. They're very similar blues for different champions. I believe in total there are actually about like 20 or 30 something champion effects. We're playing a little bit too fast and loose with Fire Mine there, and we kind of got burnt for it. Do need to remember to go back and check our item room this floor. But it's probably better to get Loki out of the way here. Not super concerned about it if we were to choose to go to the item room first, because we do have only soul HP, so we're not losing the devil chance that we have. But hey. Could have waited on that HP up to see if we wanted to kill ourselves, just in case we managed to get a ton of extra soul heartage, but I didn't really anticipate it, so. It is very nice to be able to set those hosts on fire when they're not even up at you yet. Hosts, in my opinion, are some of the strangest enemies in the game, just because even if you have the most broken run in the world, they're one of the only enemies that can make you stop and have to worry about them and deal with them in a unique way in order to get out of a room. Almost every other enemy, even if they do have gimmicks, is made into a complete joke just by virtue of you being able to steamroll them with damage. Hosts are very unique in that you cannot damage them when they're down, unless you have a very specific or unique tier effect. Like, a few things can get to them under that, but It is exceedingly rare. We're gonna go ahead and take Virgo. Gonna be happy with that. I can't recall if we did have a pill sitting around anywhere on this floor. I don't believe so. But that is going to give us positive pills only. It's not going to be quite as good as taking PhD would be. The item that actually makes all pills good and identified, which is the big difference there. Because it won't identify them, and some pills the game considers good that we would not necessarily consider good for the application we want them, if that makes sense. Like, we definitely don't always want telepills, because that could put us into an I am error room, or that could take us out of a combat room we're in. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to say I am error today. It's not that difficult of a phrase. See, that's the kind of position we don't want to be putting ourselves in with Fire Mine, because that's how we get blown up. No, I don't even need to worry about this. Trinity Shield. You can see I actually do have a mod on the bottom right there that will let you know when it's making a mom's hand sound. Sound that normally alerts you when they're in the room, because you may not always be playing with the volume up. Like I personally play a lot on my Steam Deck, and that is very useful when I'm playing in public and don't want the volume blaring. We are really taking a lot of stupid damage to Fire Mine right now. So we need to curb that. We're not exactly worried about the mom fight quite at all, because we won't be, you know, having the mom fight, but I will go ahead and take money equals power. Because we've not been getting any usage out of the shop, really. And we are about to go straight to womb. Even if we don't have it for very long, I would rather not risk getting something worse. Could have re-rolled it with the dice shard there, but I trust that it'll give us at least some kind of usefulness. The game is helping us quite a bit with these soul hearts, I will say. Could have used that yesterday. Not worth it for any of those pickups for us right now. Doing pretty good on bombs and keys. Cutting it super close with Trinity Shield, not getting hit by these tiers, but I don't really mind it. I don't want to have to parkour around these babies. Not worth it. Or money equals power alone, if nothing else. Gonna get a gold key. And an item reroll machine. Restock machine, whatever it's called. But we're not going to get any mileage out of it because we don't have anything we can use to actually make an item pedestal in there at the moment. Fire Mind, everyone. So we are not going to have to worry about getting our devil deal anymore. And I will take false PhD here. This is kind of risky, but I do think what we'll get from it, along with Horde Babylon being activated again, is likely going to be worth it. We just have to really fire mine here, no pun intended, because that's likely the only thing that can really get in our way right now. Mom's gonna go down immediately. We're gonna get another soul heart. I'm gonna check in here to see if we can get anything good. Nah, we're not gonna be able to take Book of Belial right now. I was hoping we would maybe get something smaller, or smaller cost at least. But it was probably better to save that dice shard. Isaac is being pooped on. Don't quite see the purpose of hematemesis, but hey. Wish that actually functioned as a false PhD usage, but that was too bold. Like I said before, the only thing that can really mess with us on these floors now is actually getting between our bosses. So the only boss we have to worry about is this floor's boss. Next floor will not be a problem because that's going to be Mom's Heart, which again we will immediately win due to the power of Christ. I'd like to maybe see some shot speed, just so we're not, outrunning our shots so quickly and getting closer to them. That could probably help us with Fire Mind a good bit. I don't know how much it really matters, but False PhD should hopefully return some black hearts to us, as long as we can find those pills. No secret room there. That was dumb. So we are now 2 hits away from death. Which, as always with Lazarus, we do have an extra life, but it's never going to be ideal, especially with these stupid rooms. I don't want you to walk straight into spikes. Wasn't even worth it. Could have been very bad. Did find that secret room. And it's greed. So very helpful to us. I say that, but actually the coins may actually help. Nope. Didn't get any coins. We got Steam Sale. So shop items are going to cost half off. But, we will not be getting any more shops this run. The Greed heard me talking about his potential usefulness to us and decided to do the opposite. So we did at least get a few coins out of that room to contribute to our damage, but the game is really enjoying giving us these red hearts right now, as soon as we've lost all of our red HP. Don't really have a lot of uses for the keys, so we can do that to get rid of the doppelganger. We're taking a little longer than I'd like to be on this floor, but it is pretty big. Pretty fast worm there, too. Yep. Yep. We really need to be getting some HP here. I don't want to discount Fire Mine because it has taken us quite a long way so far, but we need to be doing better than this. Very close to death, over and over and over. We're in a corner now. Lovely. Ended up getting out, but hey, HP galore. Take on Loki again here, but this time a little slim. Trinity Shield again, putting in some work for us so we can deal with that first half of Loki. And Brimstone Bombs is going to put in the rest. Wow. Lovely little appearance there from a... what's it called? Lovely little appearance from Nancy Bombs. And now we decide which we're going to win from here. Okay. Not really looking for IV bag. Kind of looking for an HP upgrade, but we will go ahead and take some time to clear out the floor of these hearts, just because we are hurting for resources right now, and it's pretty worthwhile. Assuming we get a payout, obviously. We will have to see the Whore of Babylon pop up every time. That was a waste of HP resources there. No payout? Let us clear this last room here, see if we can get some HP out of it. No, we are instead going to lose all of our HP. Very pleased. Very, very pleased. So we're going to say a fond farewell to this devil beggar, give him a gift for the road. And we're going to go ahead and move on. So we are playing with fire. We functionally have 2 HP right now. We are unfortunately likely going to have to hope we get something to gamble our money away in inside this arcade. Especially given that we are not pleased at all right now.
Infested?
Not getting any usage, mind you, out of false PhD. Not sure if you noticed, but HP up is welcome right now. We'll take Bob's Rotten Head, just on the way to find the boss room. Well, I'm immediately second-guessing myself and thinking perhaps we should be taking the flight. We'll see where it lands us. Do have another beggar here. That Nancy bomb's killed, but gave us some HP, so we won't complain. Yeah, not willing to deal with you, Greed. We are pretty pleased with the coinage for money equals power. And absolutely pleased for the Joker card. So let's go get the Bible, just in case there are spikes.
Joker.
No deal. We would typically do this, but our build is not capable of fighting who's down there on the next floor. That, of course, you may realize from looking at the transition screens that we are not currently capable of getting to naturally. But, the Bible would not carry us there, so we can't quite take advantage of it. Which is disappointing. Definitely going to use Rotten Head to get in there. HP is going to be worth that charge. Assuming we can hit something. Nancy Bombs is also apparently procking on Bob's Rotten Head, which I'm not sure is a mod. I don't know if that's a mod or vanilla. I want to actually say that maybe vanilla. We love getting bosses in our normal rooms when we're struggling as much as we are. The Firemind is again giving and taking. This odd fella is making us take some damage as well. We are back down to our natural HP. Little disconcerting, these empty rooms. Really not a fan of these rooms here. So we are one hit from death now and have seemingly no access to heals. Let's take a sip of water while we think about that one. Here's today's seed before I forget. So we can use the Bible here to get a hold of these hearts, but that would mean we don't know how many room charges we have left to get it before the boss. Same thing applies with this room here. If we make one misstep, we are dead. And I don't know that we can dodge these tiers with our current speed without using the Bible to fly over the turrets. So we're going to go this way. Unfortunately, it looks like we're being absolutely pounded here. That was very, very intensely close to being over. And there it is. Very frustrating. That's 2 in a row that Lazarus is putting us through. We got very, very close and we would have had a guaranteed win, but unfortunately, like I said, Firemind giveth and it equally taketh. So that's going to do it for today, unfortunately. But hey, now we have access to Book of Revelations, which is just like us getting Azazel yesterday. Hey, that is plenty worth it. And we're going to have failures, you know. My assumption is that if we can win at least 60% of our runs, we're going to be fine. But we're going to have these off days. We're going to have these off performers as well, and Lazarus is definitely not as much of a carry character as he could be on paper. But hey, hopefully soon we can actually get a hold of the best, our boy Judas. But we'll see about that next time. That'll be all. Thank you. Goodbye.